हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति शिखराजस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरसं ज्येष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठजी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। We salute the personified God in the form of sound and the teacher of the teachers, the great teacher, Vasishtha Ji, the absolute truth wherefrom all these innumerable worlds come out and appear for a moment and disappear, then to that self-effulgent personified knowledge. Hari Om. You know, all these 6 days we go on with Hindi and today is in English. So the essence will be told you. Whatever we have learnt in these 6 days past, that will be today's matter. We are discussing Yoga Vasishtha Nirvaran Prakaran, first half and 43rd chapter. We were discussing on the difference between a wise man and an ignorant fellow. What is the difference? What is the difference? The ignorant person doesn't know that he is ignorant, but the wise man knows he is ignorant. This is the only difference. Wise man knows that he is ignorant, and the ignorant man doesn't see the difference. भद्र धन और बंधुओं का आगम और उपाय होने पर हर्ष और विषाद नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सभी संसार के अनुभव सदा विनश्वर ही हैं। We were discussing that the wise man worships the absolute truth, the God, at all time, by all means, in all conditions. Whereas the ignorant person, they worship sometimes when they are little aware, and they worship in objective form, but the wise man worships the truth by meditation, meditating on the truth. Gaya. You lost your network connection.
Meditating, sorry. Network is meditating.
So meditate on the absolute. Yes, it has come. Coming. So meditating on the absolute means not thinking of the world. World means names and forms, and relative day-to-day action and reactions, taking and giving, or accepting or rejecting, all these are relative world. And when one doesn't think of all these, that state, thoughtless state, is known as the state of the absolute, and that is how the wise men worship the absolute. And on that, we were discussing on three states of our being: the deep sleep and dream and so-called our waking state. According to a wise man, all these three states are nothing but a long dream. And in all these three states, the wise man worships the absolute. The question was, how can you worship in the deep sleep state? So he said, in deep sleep, of course, the functioning of mind is not there, but mind will be there. So When one gets up, he recollects, I was sleeping. So at that time, that recollection, the wise man offers as the worship of the God. Of course, in dream, he is aware that he is dreaming, so that also becomes worship of the Absolute. And of course, in waking state, all the time he is aware that he is not the doer or the seer of these names and forms, but he is something beyond all this. So in this way, he meditates on the Absolute, and all the 24 hours he does the worship of the Absolute. He is always in touch with it. Aware that he is dreaming, so that also becomes worship of the Absolute. And of course, in waking state, all the time, बदल गया दुनिया. That he is not
क्या हुआ?
the doer or the seer of the name. दुनिया बदल गया. Guru Vasishtha was advising our qualified student Ram. ओ राम, ये कैसे बदल गया? गुरुदेव दाहिना में थे. इसीलिए तो ये सब उल्टा पुल्टा हो रहा. भद्र धन और बंधुओं का आगम और अपाय होने पर हर्ष और विषाद नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सभी संसार के अनुभव सदा विनश्वर ही हैं. We were discussing how one becomes happy and unhappy.
हरिओम अनम्यूट कीजिए.
हाँ, हो गया.
हो गया हो गया.
थैंक यू. The association with the sense objects, one gets little pleasure or pain. And when one is totally not concerned about all these associations with names and forms, he will be never happy nor unhappy. He is beyond all these. So, Vasishtha ji advises Ram, O Ram, all these our kids and kins, or our relations in this relative world should be forgotten. They are the cause for happiness or unhappiness. You have to go beyond happiness and unhappiness. And that is the state of the Absolute, so that you can worship Him all the time. And one should be indifferent towards these names and forms. Of course, good association sometimes helps you to reach the horizon where this side is the world, that side is the absolute peace. But in the end, you have to give up association, whether good or bad. हे रामचंद्र जी, ये व्यग्रता उत्पन्न करने वाली विषयों की चित्र विचित्र परिस्थितियाँ पहले जिस तरह आती हैं, जिस तरह जाती हैं और जिस तरह स्वासक्त पुरुष को पराजित करती हैं, यह आप जानते ही हैं। इसी प्रकार अविचरित हेतुओं से प्रेम और धन आते रहते हैं और यूं ही चले भी जाते हैं। He is giving the transitory state of these names and forms, wealth and your relations. They come and go. Nothing is permanent in this world. हे निर्मल, वे जगत के व्यवहार न तो आपके अंदर हैं और न आप ही उनके अंदर हैं। इस प्रकार यह जगत तुच्छ ही है। इसलिए जी सेज, दिस रिलेटिव वर्ल्ड इज नाइदर इन यू नॉर यू आर इन दिस वर्ल्ड। यू आर बियॉन्ड ऑल दीज। Don't worry for all these coming and going of the objects or relations or your wealth, whatever. यदि आप जगत को तुच्छता नहीं चाहते हैं, जगत की तुच्छता नहीं चाहते हैं, तो आत्मा ही जगत है, यह भावना कीजिए। Now the other way he gives, because we have been associated to this world full of names and forms only, we deal with the outer covering, which is names and forms. We don't look deep into the matter, the existence, the awareness and the bliss. The three aspects of the object is hidden below the names and forms. Names and forms are the hiding factors. So we get happy or unhappy by getting objects. And that's how names and forms, because they are always changing. So, O Ram, don't be attached to these names and forms. And you are not these. You are the inner truth, that is existence absolute, knowledge absolute, and bliss absolute. You are beyond these names and forms of the so-called relative world. And if at all you don't want to give it up, because you are so much attached, you have been habituated to deal with all these names and forms only. This habit is not easily overcome. So you have to, if you cannot give it up, accept it. Accept it as the truth. How? He will give you the way. Both the way are possible. Rejecting all the names and forms and taking the inner hidden object, the reality. Or if you cannot do it, so never mind. Take the whole thing, which is of 5 aspects. The inner hidden aspects are 3: knowledge, bliss, and existence. And the hiding factor, of course, belongs to the object. So the hiding, overpowering, enveloping factors are names and forms. So that also can be taken as the truth. Because we are always engrossed with the changing phenomena of the names and forms. That's why we don't look at the reality hidden behind it. So if you see the reality within the names and forms, then names and forms have nothing to do with you. Don't be worried. These names and forms are superimposed on the reality. So though they change, the reality never changes. So in that view, you can accept the names and forms. The world is nothing outside the truth. It is only truth. But we see the changing, overpowering phenomena, so we don't see the reality. So both way we can accept this world, but in both the cases you should be concerned about the reality, not about the changing unreality. So he advises, O Ram, if you cannot give it up, accept it as the reality. वैसा करने से भी बंधु आदि का वियोग होने पर अपने अवयव परिवर्तन की तरह आप में हर्ष और शोक की प्रवृत्ति नहीं होगी. You see, you are also subject to change as a person or as a bodied man. You have a body. This body was something in the childhood, and in youth this body is changed and you are there. You are not changed. The body has changed. And in old age also the body changes. But you are always, isn't it? In childhood I was there. In my youth I was there. In my old age I am here. And when I die, I die. So this I is never changing. So, understand what is this I. Enquire this I. Who am I? When you know the real I, then you are not concerned about the changing phases of the body. You are always present. That presence is the truth. That presence are you. You are not changing. All the time you are there. So in this way, from this angle of vision, you can accept these changing names and forms of the world and world will be always the truth. चिन्मात्र स्वरूप विशाल आकृति वाले श्री रामभद्र यहाँ आप जगत रूपी हैं, ऐसा अनुभव कीजिए। वो ऑल परवेडिंग ग्रेटेस्ट फॉर्म, यूनिवर्सल फॉर्म, ओ राम, ऑल परवेडिंग, non-changing, the greatest form, you are present here in the form of world. Accept this. And as you think, so you become. यहाँ आप जगत रूपी हैं, you are here in the form of world. ऐसा अनुभव कीजिए, एक्सपीरियंस लाइक दिस। ऐसा अनुभव करने पर ही आपको अपने अवयवों के परिवर्तन की तरह हर्ष और सुख का प्रसंग ही कैसे होगा। जस्ट आज यू आर नेवर कंसर्न्ड विद द चेंजिंग phases of the body, you are never concerned with that changing phases. You are always as you are. So also, when you think or feel the whole world is my body, then you will never be unhappy, or you will never be worried when the changing names and forms and all these transactions you go through. You will never be worried, because you are always you are. Though these trees, these forests, these mountains and rivers, they change all the time, the world remains the world. So if you are the form of world, you are never changing. So in that respect, you can accept the world, and thereby you will not be worried at all with these changing phases. Indirectly he says, there are two ways prescribed by Vedas. One is negating, other is accepting. Don't remain in between. Go on to the last horizon. There is the end of your journey. If you go on negating, negate everything, negate even the negating process, so you will reach that absolute horizon of events. No events, no action, no reactions, no relativity, and then you can plunge into the other side, the absolute reign of silence, the kingdom of silence, non-changing, ever-existing truth. And by the other means, accept everything. And in the end, acceptance will be acceptance of acceptance, negating the negation and accepting the acceptance. So you are one with the absolute. The acceptor will not be there. When you accept, you are accepting process. Yes, I am the accepting person. acceptor. So you are all the time. There is no acceptor. In this way, both the ways lead to the absolute horizon of events, the world. Beyond that, the kingdom of heaven. हे तात, आप चिन्मात्र स्वरूप हैं, यह जगत आपसे पृथक नहीं है. ओ माय डियर Ram, you are the form of absolute consciousness. You know that you are existing, so that is your reality. So, when you are the absolute existence, how can this world be out of you? It is within you. It is within you. इसलिए आपको किस प्रकार का और कहाँ है और उपादेय कल्पना होगी. So if everything is within you, everything exists. If at all you say this changing world is there, it does exist. So accept the existence. You are the absolute existence. So when you are the absolute existence, where is the question of acceptance or rejecting? No. Everything is within you. No question of rejecting something, hating something, or loving something, accepting something. There is no mine and yours and his. No such ideas can remain there. Everything belongs to you. And everything is you only. In that state, no worries, no question of anxieties or worries. उक्त पूजन की अंतिम सीमा में श्री रामभद्र जी को स्थिर करते हैं. Now, in this way, you have reached the last horizon, last border. Okay, now be ready. Ready. उक्त पूजन की अंतिम सीमा, that is the last limit of your worship. Get ready. हे श्री राम जी, पहले एकमात्र चैतन्य स्वरूपता प्राप्त कर और तदनंतर सुसुप्ति कालीन स्थिति प्राप्त कर. आप आज ही से तुरीय अवस्था रूप हो जाइए. O Ram, now itself accept that awareness, state of awareness. You are that, and being that state of awareness, you are in the state of deep sleep now. But it is not deep sleep. Just as you do nothing in deep sleep, but you do exist, so also now you do nothing and you are aware of your existence, whereas in deep sleep you are not aware of it. That is what he mentioned before. the difference between ignorant person and wise man. The wise man is aware of his ignorance, whereas the ignorant person is not aware of his ignorance, nor knowledge, nothing he knows. So this awareness, when you have attained, so there is nothing to worry about, and this is called positive deep sleep. Of course, he is not giving this word. I am adding this word, positive deep sleep. And generally the people enjoy a negative deep sleep. And positive deep sleep is nothing but meditation, not thinking of any objects. हे श्री राम जी, पहले एकमात्र चैतन्य स्वरूपता प्राप्त कर और तदनंतर सुषुप्ति कालीन स्थिति प्राप्त कर आप आज ही तुरीय स्वरूप हो जाइए। फर्स्ट, accepting your state of awareness, and then accepting your deep sleep state, not doing anything. Now you have attained the fourth state, the witnessing state only. You witness what? There is nothing other than you, so you witness yourself. So that witnessing state also will vanish. When you look at yourself, there is none other than you. How long you will witness yourself? You are already. So there is no question of witnessing. So that witnessing state also disappears in no time. That is called the fourth state. Three states are deep sleep, dream, and so-called waking. And fourth is witnessing these three states. That is real waking, which witnesses all these three states.
वही तुरीय state.
Turiya.
वही fourth state is just तुरीय state.
Yes. Turiya is otherwise known as fourth state. Its literal meaning is fourth. Instead of telling fourth state, fourth class, it is told Turiya class. You see, in government traditions, government officery lines, the first class officers, then second class officers, gazetted officers, and third class officers, and the fourth state is the sweepers and peons, and so it is called fourth class. So they hesitate to say fourth class. The lower class. Here, fourth class is the highest class.
Highest class. उल्टा है.
Fourth class. Now you are a fourth class officer. Oh, Ram. स्वयं सर्वविध विषयों से निर्मुक्त ब्रह्म के साथ एक रस स्वरूप मात्र जगत रूप आभासों से युक्त तेजस्वी शरीर और उदारधि होकर सदा आत्म पूजन में तत्पर होते हुए आप समुद्र की तरह परिपूर्ण रूप से स्थित रहिए। और राम, नाउ you are equipped with all these kinds of worships within you. So you are the greatest, you are the fourth class worshipper. You worship everything, everywhere, by all means, at all time. So you are the greatest worshipper now. All the worshippers are within you. So now you have become the universal form. This is the way of accepting everything. You are now the universal form, and now you are devoid of all these objects, names and forms, because you are one, universal. Now you are one with the Absolute, and you are one with that absolute bliss, and you are little witnessing your own state of worldliness, just as you witness your body sometimes. Oh, I am. What happened to my hand? Yes, it is okay. You get aware of your body sometimes. In this way, you are aware of your universal body. So no matter. You are now the form of the absolute truth, and this world form is your assumption, and you are the self-effulgent body, and you are one with everything, so you are the largest hearted person now. You are the Virat, the greatest personality, which holds all these personalities within himself. Just as the mountain holds so many small forests and trees and creepers and stones, etc. The mountain is the total form of these forests and trees and all this. In this way, you hold everything within you. You have become the universal form now, and you are the self-effulgent form. Self-effulgent means, effulgence means knowledge. Don't think it is some kind of fire or light. Light means, light helps you to see the objects, get the knowledge of the object. So light means knowledge. So effulgence means, self-effulgent means, you are the knower of everything. And what is that everything? You are yourself. You know yourself. Did you not know yourself when you were a child? Did you not know yourself when you were a teenage person? Now also you know yourself. You are the all-knower. You are the seer of all these changing phenomena. So, do you worry for it? Oh, what happened to my childhood body? Where has it gone? Do you ever worry for it? In this way, when you become yourself, that means ever existing, the witness of changing phases, then there is no worry. You are ever existing, universal body. In this way, you can do worship of the Absolute, that is yourself. Meditating on the self means you are the self, and that is the truth. Don't differentiate yourself from the truth. So this is what is the essence of all the Vedas, the storehouse of all the knowledge. They in the end say, you are that, you are that. Inquire who am I? Know that you are that. That means this. That means all these. That is not somewhere away from you. You are everything. In every respect, you are everything. See my hand, how many forests of, beautiful forests of these hairs are there. Forests of hairs. I am the greatest mountain, Meru. I am the Himalaya. This is how Lord Krishna explained the universal form. I am the Himalaya among the mountains. I am Ganga among the rivers. I am the sun among the luminous objects. I am everything. I am everything. He explained about his universal body. When you see your beautiful photograph, what do you say? Oh, my face is so beautiful. I am the face. Oh yes, how I was making my hands up. Beautiful posture, isn't it? So your hand is you are your hand. So all these, I am the hand, I am the leg, I am the nose. So in this way, Lord Krishna, as an universal form, he explained, I am the Himalayas, I am the Mount Meru, I am the ocean, I am the river, I am everything. So now, he explained to our Lord Rama how to do the highest worship all the time by all means. By accepting everything within you and becoming the universal form and having that ever existing awareness of the existence of your own existence and knowing everything, that is called self-effulgence. And udaradhi hokar sarvabhuta hite rata. And when you are the universal form, can you be unkind on yourself? Can you be displeased on yourself? When you just cut your tongue by your own teeth, can you punish it? Do you ever punish your teeth? Rascal, you have hurt my tongue. In this way, you will be large-hearted person, universal heart. Neither you will be displeased by any mistakes done by anyone, any form within you, nor you will be pleased by any form done something good within you. If food you have eaten today is digested well, you are very, very pleased with your food. Oh, I have eaten sumptuously, so nice food it was. And when you have indigestion, will you punish you? Little stomach ache. I have got 2-3 times diarrhea. What to do? Do you punish you? In this way, as an universal form, neither you please anyone or displease anyone, neither you punish anyone nor you excuse anyone. You are.
Which means this is
No question of punishment or rewards, no question of getting displeased or being very much pleased with someone, no blessing, no cursing. This is to be yourself, unconcerned, just witnessing. If the tongue is hot, okay, my dear, what is there? Forget. This is how the great people, they oversee all these mistakes of the people. It happens. Just neglect it, oversee it.
looking same as for the body. It could be
As
applicable
you
to the
behave
whole-
with your own body, universal form behaves with the universal body. Same will be the behavior.
should be made applicable everywhere.
Yes, sometimes you make up your mustaches. So the universal body sometimes decorates the Himalayan mountains with snow. Its own body, little sandal paste. It doesn't matter. So this is how the great seers have described the body of the Absolute. Chitram rarambhyate tam tribhuvan vapusam Vishnumesam namami. That universal form named Vishnu has the body of 3 worlds. And these 3 worlds, as his body is so beautiful, so picturesque. He has decorated his body. Just as you make up your body every day, you like it, isn't it? Combing a little and making up, putting some paste on the head and taking bath and getting cleaned, having a beautiful tie, isn't it? And putting little oil into the oil? No. Little ghee, buttering the mustaches, and all this everybody does because the body is very dear to everyone. So also this whole universal body is dear to the universal form. He looks after everyone. And so-called we are just some pictures on his body, some lines on his body, isn't it? This is called little earth and full of greeneries. Here there is just little sun. Oh, it looks so beautiful. Oh, this is the sun, this is the moon. This is my air. I I give energy to all these beings within me through this vital energy. So many rivers and all these are there in my body in the form of nerves. Everything is there in my body, universal body. So I look after it. I am very much pleased with my beautiful body of three worlds. O Ram, be complete, be full as the ocean. It never gets overflowed, nor it gets dried up. It is always the same. Whether thousands of rivers join it or go out of it, nothing happens. हे रघुनंदन, यह सब आपने सुना और परिपूर्ण बुद्धि होकर आप स्थित भी हैं. O Ram, you have heard all these my explanations and you have understood everything, accepted everything. Now you are very much steady. You have no doubts. जो कोई दूसरा इस विषय से पूछना चाहते हैं तो उसे पूछिए, और पहले विचारारंभ में वैराग्य प्रकरण में जो आपने प्रश्न किए थे उनमें से आदि कोई उत्तर के भी ना रह गया हो तो उसे भी आज आप पूछिए. In the very beginning, when Vasishtha ji was answering Lord Rama after a beautiful lecture of Rama on dispassion, this world is useless. I have seen this world. I don't want to enjoy anything. I don't want to do anything because everything is ended in miseries only, problems only. I don't want to do anything. And after that, our great Guru Vasishtha went on explaining him, Ram, this is true, but this attitude should be always within you. Outwardly, you should not accept anything nor reject anything. You should behave equally with every object, with names and forms. You should behave equally with equal vision with all the persons near around you, or your friends or your enemies. You have to behave equally with everyone because you know everything is passing clouds only. So don't give importance to anything. Have I not answered all your questions? If you have any more questions left, now you can ask before entering into Samadhi. When you enter into Samadhi, you should not have any doubts before that. Why? You know, always I tell you, the tendency or momentum with which you do some work, that remains as it is when the work is done. That means if you have come from somewhere, your home, to this foreign land, somewhere away from your home, then in the end you will go back to your source, your sweet home. That is the momentum when you started from the home to come back again. So it will work out throughout. So when you enter samadhi or you meditate for some time, whatever tendency was there before it, that will bring you back to that state. For example, some yogis, they enter into Jad Samadhi. Jad Samadhi means it is a kind of inert state. Inert state. There will not be any awareness in you. But yet, the body will be inert, just as the snakes, the scorpions, the frogs, and sometimes some polar animals, say some fishes, dolphins and some other aquatic animals, they keep up their body without doing anything inside the earth or the snow region for 5-6 months without taking anything or doing anything, without food. That is called inert state. That in our language we call it Jad Samadhi. Jad Samadhi. Yes. And when they come out of that state, again the same, feeling hungry and having fear and having the anxiety for names and fames. Such yogis, they do it. So this tendency works before entering into samadhi. What tendency you had. So when you enter to the real samadhi state, there also this momentum has importance. With what tendency you have entered there, that will bring you back to the previous state. Okay? So what he means, if at all you have got any doubts, please ask now before entering into samadhi. Why the doubts are seen? Doubts are seen because of the dualism. Dualism. When there will be two, always there will be friction. Relation starts from there. And one is compared with the other, and then all these questions are raised. So if there is only one, there will not be any doubts. So before entering to the absolute oneness, you should give up this dualism. So dualism means doubts. That will be dangerous. Clear up all your doubts. And in this way he has given all the answer to whatever question you have asked. He is again asking Lord Rama, my dear, if you have got any doubts, please clear it up. श्री राम जी ने कहा, ब्रह्मन, आज मेरा संशय विशेष रूप से निवृत्त हो गया। मैंने समस्त ज्ञातव्य तत्व जान लिया और मुझे स्वाभाविक तृप्ति भी हो गई। Lord Ram replied, O great Guru, I have achieved everything by your grace. Now I have no more doubts. I told you why the doubts are sin. When the mind is absolutely contented, that is called oneness. Contented means no desires, absolute contentment. That is also the state of absolute peace, equilibrium, peace, contentment, and that is called real knowledge. You have no doubts. Doubts are raised when you have desires also. Desires are called because of dualism. When there will be two.
That means desires will be coming because of duality.
Pardon?
If there is any desires, then only the duality starts.
Both way. When desires are there, you cannot give up dualism. When dualism is there, you cannot give up desires. Desires basically due to relationship. When you are related with the other, that means you cannot feel fullness, you cannot feel totality, because you are compared. Either you will be something greater or smaller. You cannot be equal. 100% equality brings oneness. So when there is dissimilarity, then only dualism. And when there is dualism, then incompleteness. When there is incompleteness, there rises the desires to be complete. That is the root cause of all the desires.
So attaining of contentment.
Yes. When you feel something lacking with you, then only you desire to have it. That is the root cause of the desires. Isn't it? When you feel complete within yourself, where is the desire then? You have everything. That is called the state of contentment. Param Tripti. The highest satisfaction. I have everything. I have everything. That is the highest understanding also. When I was unable to understand, I was a beggar. I was begging. I didn't get. When I understood, I am complete by myself, I need nothing. My house is full. I didn't beg. Why? Because I am the universe. I am the completeness. I am the full perfection. I have no need whatsoever. So how can I be incomplete, and where is the desire then? This state is known as nirvana. Nirvana means means the destruction of everything. Everything means desires. To get something to complete yourself. That is the root cause of desires. So now Lord Rama, he admits, he just expresses his inner state. Oh great Guru, I have no doubt means, I have no doubt means I am complete by myself. I have achieved whatever was to be achieved, and nothing more remains to be achieved. That is the completeness, perfection, or we can say universality. Everything is you only, everything is in you, you need nothing. Ramji expresses that state of contentment. हे मुने, अब मुझ में न अज्ञान है. O great ascetic, O great Guru, I have no trace of ignorance now. न जीव और ब्रह्म का भेद है. Neither there is any difference between the individual being or universal being. No difference. It is all the same. न चैत्य है और न मन ही है. Neither there is the knowledgeable object, nor there is any mind which knows anything. पहले मुझ में जो अज्ञान था वह इस समय नष्ट हो गया. Whatever ignorance was seen in me before, now it is completely destroyed because of the fire of knowledge. हे मुने, उक्त अज्ञान बस आत्मा में कलंक है. इस प्रकार की जो भ्रांति थी वह आपके प्रसाद से इस समय निवृत्त हो गई है. Because of my ignorance, I was thinking there is some taint, some spots, black spots in the absolute truth which is known as world. I was thinking I have some 5 senses of knowledge and 5 senses of action. I have a body and I have all these parts because of ignorance. Divisibility, manyness in one me. Now I am fully aware that I am. I cannot be divided. Even though you see my hand and leg and eyes and ears are different from me, it never can be different. All these are I only. This total feeling brings you monoism. There is no dualism, so there is no difference. Now I have understood everything. There is no doubt, there is no difference. न तो आत्मा उत्पन्न होता है, न मरता है. Neither these beings get birth, nor they do die. They never get birth, never they die. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. और ना कलंक युक्त ही रहता है, nor they get tainted with some names and forms. यह सब जगत ब्रह्ममय है. सर्वम ब्रह्ममयम रे. All this world is nothing but absolute truth. Nothing else is there. इसी प्रकार का साक्षात्कार हो जाने में मैं भली भांति उदय को प्राप्त हो गया हूँ. I am ever present. I am ever present. I have no rise, no set. No, neither I rise nor I ever set. I am always present. I am the absolute one. In this way, Lord Rama expressed his experience. भगवान सब प्रकार के प्रश्नों से, संशयों से और इच्छित पदार्थों से, यानी सभी ओर से निवृत्त हुआ मेरा मन निर्मल हो गया है. Now he gives his feeling. My mind has become absolutely pure because it has no any doubts. Doubts are black spots. And because of it, only mind dwells here and there. It swings between two always. It oscillates between two. What is this? What is that? How is this? How is that? If I am this, then this is mine. All these kinds of relationships and doubts. Now, this is the cause of the restlessness of the mind because of dualism. When one monoism is there achieved, then no oscillation of mind and no restlessness. So no doubts. So it is calm and quiet. And this is called the absolute purity. Purity means restlessness. Restlessness. Absolute steady state. And now I have no doubts, no questions, and I have nothing to know now. I have known everything. If you know yourself, you know everything. How? See, this is called purity of the mind. Always, whatever spiritual exercises we do, we practice, it is only for purification of the mind. What do you mean by purification process, or what do you mean by a state of purity? What do you mean? A state of purity is absolutely steadiness. And state of purity means absolutely oneness. When there will be two, then there is adulteration, relationship, mixture, impurity. This is called impurity. Two means impurity. It is mixture, milk and water. Without water, only one milk is there, that is called absolutely pure. Purity means oneness. So that is steadiness also. And that is oneness, steadiness and monoism. And it will be without any kind of any other thing within it. So it will be universal, it will have no doubts, it will be one with the all pervasiveness, all existence, all knowledge, that is called purity. So he says, because there is no question, there is no dualism, there is no desire to get anything, because it is one, it is complete, it is perfect. So there is no desire for anything more, because it is complete. And sabhi or se nivrituha mera man, so the mind cannot run. Where will it go? Mind, you know, it is a process of thought waves. Waves. Waves means restlessness. It is not steady. So now, and it also is supported by something. Wave means something is there behind it, which gives a momentum to go on. That is, it's a dependency. Understood now? When you are standing, suppose you have joined the running race, okay, competition, and you are ready to start. When will you start? Ready? 3, 2, run! That gives you a momentum. Or else you cannot start. So that momentum or that tendency to do something, to start the work, that is behind the mind. We call it tendency, chesta, the supreme power, this absolute energy, the supreme energy. It gives a momentum first, and then it goes on. See the generator which generates energy. So when you give a start, it will go on. And it wants fuel, food. The whole world is dependent. One energy gets transferred into the other energy. In this way, it will go on forever. If the food is there, means something is to be transferred into something else. So if this process is on, it will go on forever. Just as the momentum given to a pendulum in a vacuum. Once you give a momentum, it will go on oscillating for eternity. If there is no barrier to stop it. Huh? Yes. So, the mind also will go on. And how can you say it is a depending process? You see, every wave is cause for the other. So this is how cause and effect theory is totally applied to the relative world. Cause and effect. And the first starting somewhere, that is starting of the energy, that we say Adi Shakti, the primordial power, supreme power. Somehow it is started. And really speaking, if you see the absolute substratum, it is never started. It is a comparison state, a state of comparing, and that becomes within itself, because it is absolutely pure and so transparent. This transparency is the cause for it. Look at the prism, look at the crystal, look at the surface of the mirror, because it is so transparent, it holds the reflection. Here we are comparing between two. The mirror contains the reflection of the other object before it. But if the mirror is round, its reflection is within itself. And this is called the absolute transparency. I gave you the example of the cube made up of glass. We use it as a paperweight, the cube. It is a glass cube, paperweight. Within it there are some lines. The globe, small globe, is seen within it by lines. Even if there is no line, yet there are lines. This world is nothing but lines only. Lines. How? Because it is a cube. So imaginary line, the height, the length, the width, and the thickness, and the sides, the angles, all these are imaginary superimpositions on the cube. And all these are within itself. It is reflected within itself. So this is how the truth reflects within itself, and there is nothing outside. And there is no dualism, it is only monoism. Though these reflections are multiple, it is seen within it. So this is how, if these superimposing ideas are negated because of monoism, then there is nothing to worry about. There is nothing outside. So this is called purity, transparency, or effulgency. This is known as purity. So here, this purity will have nothing within it. No doubts, no desires, no completion of it, because it is complete by itself. This is how, if the mind is pure, there is no mind. There is no mind. When the waves subside, what remains? Ocean. The water surface remains. That is the truth. So, in these words, the Vedas have given us the definition of the truth. When you negate all these thought waves in the form of names and forms, all these terminology of sound or words, then what happens? The remnants is called truth. Whatever remains. When the waves subside after the storm, what remains? The superficial water. It is water only, there is no surface, there is nothing. This is how the truth ever exists by itself, and within itself, because of itself, because of its transparency and you see purity, it looks as wavery object. The waves are within it. We get some ideas from the water surface, but still more clear will be in the fire. Fire, if you see some burning fire, it will be always wavery. And look at the still subtler wind. Wind is always there, and because of its wavery conditions, we get the touch.
जैसे स्वामी जी
We feel there is wind.
जैसे गेहूं होती है खेतों में, उनमें से आप पकने के मौसम से पहले वो उनमें धुआं सा दिखता है
Yes.
उड़ते हुए.
Yes. And still subtler is the sky. Sky is very wavery, and that is called sound. Now, yesterday our time is over. Till then, even then we shall answer the question, yesterday question. Hanji, Sahib, what was your question? Who gives the momentum to the sky to swing? And how does the sky move? How it can move? How it can move? Who gives the momentum to the sky? Because it is the first element. Of course, we may say the sky gives a momentum to the wind.
hot wind.
This way we can say, we can accept. Who gives a momentum to the sky to move? This was the question, yesterday's question. Isn't it? पलना झूलो मेरे नंद बाबा रे. Who swings the baby in its lap? Who? The mother or the father? The baby is in the lap of the mother or father. So who is the father of sky? Who is swings the baby sky? My dear baby, keep quiet. Who is father of the sky? So many times I have told you.
The absolute.
The idea of the sky is the holder of the sky. The idea of the sky. If there is no idea of the sky, what is the sky then? That is called Vasana Akash. Vasana Akash. The idea of the sky holds the sky. And that idea gives an idea gives it generates innumerable ideas. Ideas are never dependent on the time, space and conditions. Understood? So, ideas are never dependent, yet, so the idea is the father of the sky, which holds the sky, and it gives an idea that the sky is movable. It will move. And with the father of these ideas, I told you now, just now we explained how the absolute transparency, purity, the absolute truth can do anything, hold everything. So all the ideas of purity, or multiplicity is there in the absolute truth. So it has got the idea of the sky that holds the sky and it moves the sky, and then all these wind and fire and water and earth, they are possible. All these are ideas only. There is nothing in reality. If the wheat flour gets the shape of chapati or puri or kachori or or many other things, it is only flour of wheat, nothing else. In the same way, the Absolute has taken all these ideas within itself as the worlds, the sun and moon, the stars and ocean and everything.
So Absolute is creating the ideas.
Really, these ideas are ideas. Again, I have to again and again I told you, ideas are never dependent. They have no dependency on time, space and conditions. They are beyond all these. So, so ideas are ideas. Just as my beautiful ashram, swastika ashram in the sky. Ideas.
Name itself is idea.
Yes. So tomorrow we shall see further. This is how you can enter into the state of meditation, samadhi. And Rama also accepts, he has no doubts. His mind is absolutely pure now. He has nothing to achieve now anymore. जिस प्रकार बड़े द्वारा यत्न पर किए गए तक्षण से लकड़ी आदि सूर्य बिंब से भास्कर हो जाते हैं. See the ideas of the sun in the picture. In the picture, he is giving the example of a carpenter. He makes a sun out of wood and some rays all around it. So you think it is sun and its rays, all these are ideas only. But it is basically, it is wood only. So in the same way, picture, see, he is Krishna. Lord Krishna playing the flute. It is nothing but color. What else? It is only a paper. So in this way, ideas, one idea can change your world. So these ideas of sun and moon and stars and earth or planets or universes are there baselessly in the absolute purity that is the truth. Just idea of waves, pure waves in the desert, mirage. So this is how Lord Rama expresses his experiences, and tomorrow we shall see what happens then. Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevamasisyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Sabda Brahma ki jai. सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि